Some people seem to get all the lucky breaks. The right opportunity. The right person at the right time. It is easy to believe luck is simply random. Something you either have or you do not. Most people who succeed will tell you they got lucky at some point. But if you look closely at their story, luck rarely arrived out of nowhere. It arrived because they had already put themselves in its path. But what if that belief is wrong? Welcome back to Gentle Wisdom, where you learn English while becoming a better version of yourself. One story, one step at a time. Today we explore a surprising idea about luck. Not as magic. As probability. Something you can actually influence. By the end of this video, you will understand why some people seem to attract opportunity, and how you can quietly increase your own odds. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Luck is a kind of probability. Naval Ravikant is an entrepreneur and investor. His ideas were collected in a book called The Almanack of Naval Ravikant, compiled by Eric Jorgenson in 2020. The book has become widely read among people interested in building wealth and thinking clearly about life. Ravikant describes luck not as pure randomness, but as something closer to probability. Some actions increase the chance that something fortunate happens to you. Other actions decrease it. Think about it this way. If you buy one lottery ticket, your odds of winning are extremely small. But if you find a way to buy 1,000 tickets, your odds increase, even though each individual ticket is still random. Luck works similarly. You cannot control any single lucky event. But you can control how many chances you create for luck to find you. This reframes an old question. Instead of asking, "Am I lucky?" you can start asking, "How many chances am I creating for luck to happen?" Luck is not random. You can increase your odds. Lesson 2. The kind of luck you can build. Ravikant describes different types of luck. Some luck is pure chance, like being born in a certain place or time. You cannot influence this kind. But there is another kind of luck, one built through consistent action and preparation. This is the luck that comes to people who show up repeatedly and learn constantly. People who put themselves in more rooms, more conversations, and more situations where opportunity could appear. Here's a simple way to think about this. Someone who talks to 10 new people has a higher chance of one interesting opportunity appearing than someone who talks to nobody. Someone who shares their work publicly has a higher chance of being noticed than someone who keeps it hidden. None of these actions guarantee anything. But each one raises your odds slightly again and again. Over months and years, these small increases add up to something that looks from the outside like remarkable luck. Here is one way to test this today. Think of one small action you could take this week that puts you in front of more people, more ideas, or more opportunities. It could be as simple as commenting thoughtfully on someone's work, or asking a question you have been avoiding. None of these actions feel significant on their own. That is exactly the point. Small, repeated exposure is what quietly changes your odds over time. Lesson 3. Sana and Kofi. Think about two people who both want a lucky break in their careers. Sana waits. She believes that if her work is good enough, someone will eventually notice it. She keeps her head down and hopes for the right moment to arrive. Kofi takes a different approach. He shares his work publicly, even when it feels uncomfortable. He reaches out to people he admires, asks questions, and shows up to conversations that might lead nowhere. Most of Kofi's actions lead to nothing. A message goes unanswered. A conversation goes nowhere. But he keeps creating more chances. 1 year later, Sana is still waiting for the right moment. Her work has not changed, but neither has her exposure to opportunity. Kofi's persistence eventually connects him with someone who becomes an important mentor. He was simply one of many people who reached out, and this time it worked. Kofi could not have predicted which message would matter. But by sending many, he made it far more likely that one of them would. Same starting point. Same year. A completely different outcome. Kofi was not luckier by nature. He simply created far more chances for luck to happen. Luck is not random. You can increase your odds. Lesson 4: Engineering your own luck. You do not need to wait for luck to find you. You can quietly build the conditions that make it more likely. Ravikant suggests focusing on becoming genuinely skilled at something specific, and then making that skill visible to others. Skill without visibility rarely gets noticed. Visibility without skill rarely lasts. Both parts matter. Building the skill is the quiet, unglamorous work. Sharing it is the part that feels uncomfortable. But doing both together is what actually increases your odds. Think about your English learning journey. Every time you speak with a new person in English, every time you share what you are learning, you are building the same kind of luck. Every time you put yourself in a slightly uncomfortable situation, you increase the odds of an unexpected opportunity appearing. You cannot force a specific lucky outcome, but you can multiply your chances one small action at a time. This does not mean forcing constant self-promotion. It means being willing to be seen imperfectly more often than feels comfortable. Every conversation you start is a lottery ticket for opportunity. Every skill you build increases the odds something good happens. Every uncomfortable step forward raises your chances of a lucky break. So this week, take one small action that increases your odds. Send the message. Share the work. Start the conversation. Luck is not random. You can increase your odds. You are becoming. Something has shifted in you today. The person who finishes this video is not quite the same as the one who started it. That shift is real. And it is yours to keep. If you enjoyed today's story, please like and subscribe. A new story arrives every day. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments too. Every choice shapes your life. Small habits, big results. And keep becoming. Study Corner, today's English notes. Welcome to the Study Corner. Let's review 3 useful words from today's story. The first word is probability. In the story we heard, Ravikant describes luck not as pure randomness but as something closer to probability. Probability means the chance that something will happen. How likely an event is. For example, practicing daily increases the probability of real progress. The next word is randomness. In the story we heard, it is easy to believe luck is simply random. This comes from the idea of randomness. Randomness means the quality of having no clear pattern or reason happening by chance. For example, luck feels like pure randomness until you look closely at the actions behind it. The third word is visibility. In the story we heard, skill without visibility rarely gets noticed. Visibility means being seen or noticed by others. For example, sharing your work gives it visibility it would not otherwise have. What was the most useful thing you learned today? Or is there anything you want to know more about? Share your thoughts in the comments. Small steps. Every day. You are doing well. See you tomorrow.